So when you're talking, yeah. Okay, welcome everybody to the Town of Orangetown Town Board meeting of July 28th, 2026.
Okay, Councilman Paul Valentine.
Here.
Councilman Jerry Batari.
Here.
Councilman Brian Donahue.
Here.
Councilman Dan Sullivan.
Here.
And Supervisor Teresa Kenny.
Here, and we're going to start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have a quick announcement. Senator Weber is sponsoring a blood drive at Orangetown Town Hall. He's doing the 5 towns are competing. So we need all you Orangetown people to come out and donate blood so we can defend our title. Which do we win? We had the most pints last year. Okay, so we have to defend our title. So it's Thursday, July 30th from 1 to 7 right here in this room. We do have a presentation. So we held an event over the summer, the Dog Days of Summer. We had over 80 dogs, but people were very generous with their donations, so we raised over $1,300 for the Hudson Valley Humane Society. So we are going to do a check presentation. Today we have Meredith, right, from the Hudson Valley Humane Society. So I don't know where we got it. And I was the only one there.
Yeah, okay, we appreciate that. Let them in the picture back now.
First annual.
Eric was a little stressed about dogs on the splash pad. But it went well, right, Eric? We did well. The owners were very respectful, and it went well. So it was good. We'll talk about another one, though, at another time. So thank you. Thank you for coming, and thank you for all you guys do. So we're just going to go into our workshop of our agenda items. We are having our public hearing regarding a change to our town code to deal with the e-bikes or electronic bikes and electronic scooters to try to address some of the concerns that have been raised. So that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 7 is our budget calendar, which, as Denise Sullivan says, we always change, but at least we have a starting point for our budget meetings and hearings. Number 8. This, again, we're just going to setting the dates for our public meetings for the department heads to present their budgets. So we have number 8, we have Orangetown Police Department is going to present their budget presentation at 6:30. Then we have number 9, setting the date for the special districts. So we have Blauville Volunteer Fire Department, Rockland Paramedics, all the Naya community. What's beeping? Is that somebody's?
I don't know what that is.
Oh, I just hope it's not something leaking.
Anybody hear someone's alarm?
Okay. Okay. Hopefully they'll figure it out.
Okay.
Then number 10, we have set September 9th for the Town Department 2027 budget presentations to the Town Board. Number 11, we have approving and endorsing a grant application. This is, we're trying to get money to help fund wait a minute, I got to call it the right thing. A trail along Lot 1 over at RPC. So this is trying to get some funding for it because it's a lot more money than you would think. And Eamon and Allison have been working on that diligently. Good. And Eric, sorry, well, he's out there looking for somebody else. Number 12, I'm going to have the town attorney speak on it.
So this is a property right down the street here that is currently in 2 zones. It's in an LIO zone and a residential zone. There exists a an art storage facility there, and they want to expand. So with expanding, they need to, they're asking the board if it would change the zoning district for the entirety of the zone to be LIO. And then what the building department has indicated is that art storage is really not necessarily a permitted use there. It's been grandfathered in, if you will. They're pre-existing non-conforming. But, so it's to add a definition of art storage. Again, not a heavy user of much, but it's more just a kind of tidying up that property a little bit, tidying up the code. They did present something if in the residential section they could subdivide and put 3 houses along Kings Highway there, but with their proposed expansion, they'd preserve more of the woods, you know, kind of for the surrounding neighbors. So it's kind of, seems like one that most
So this is
would be
accepting
good
it and
with.
referring it out.
This is
So
to,
we're not really-
right,
we're not
accept, set
making
the
any
public
decision on
hearing
it.
and refer it out, right.
Okay, so we're accepting it and referring it out to the different agencies. Is that, but that's, oh, then 13, you want to set the public hearing date. Okay, so we're going to set the public hearing on that for September 8th at 7:05. Then we have number 14, approve retention of an engineering, I guess, planning group to design the light we need right out there by Brightview that we've been, the traffic signal up there that we've all known we need for a long time. So we're getting closer to getting that done. So that's hiring for the design. Number 15 is hiring tree service, save a tree. Again, that's upon the recommendation of Parks and Recreation. And number 16, the golf course irrigation repairs to National Lawn Sprinkler, the only qualified bidder. Makes it somewhat easy. Number 17, appointing James Dugan to the police officer. I guess he was in provisionally and he's done everything he needs, so this is appointing him. Number 18 is nominating Alison Tarsnane in the position of temporary police officer. This was all the recommendation of the chief. Number 19, approve permission to attend the New York State Public Safety Unmanned Aircraft System Summit Training. So that's Sergeant Michael Yanizone, Chris Connolly, and Anthony Verdicchio going to attend the training. Number 20 is adopting the current base proportions and adjusted base proportions. This is the thing we do every year with Brian Kenny, with the homestead and the non-homestead, and he tells us every year how much it saves us money, so. And then we have the audit, and there we go. So overall, a fairly quiet agenda. So I guess we could do the public comment first. Can I get a motion?
Do we have, what time's the public?
Yeah, the public hearing, what do we say?
7:05.
Should we do that first?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna jump to the public hearing on the bikes, on the e-bikes, because it's, I don't know why we do 7:05, but anyway. Can I get a motion, public hearing, a motion to open the public hearing with regard to the proposed change to the town code for electronic bikes?
I
and
make a
electric-
motion to open public.
Thank you.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so I do know people signed up. I do just want to reference, and I think we did get some written comments that were sent to the board. I'm not reading them all, but I just want to reference them in the record. We got one today, it was fairly late today at 4:30 from Andrew Goodwillie. And I know I sent it to all of you guys, but he basically making his comments about the law, so that should be read. And then I know, Seth, I believe you're here, correct? Yeah, okay. So we did get also a correspondence from Seth, but he's here, so I'm sure he's going to repeat most of what he said. So, signed up?
You want me-
Seth?
Well, go ahead. Did you want me to give a little synopsis
Yeah,
first? or-
go ahead.
So very quickly, the state law has, the state of New York and the vehicle and traffic law does regulate e-bikes, e-scooters, and that law does provide that the municipalities can, supplement or come up with regulations, not inconsistent with that. This law addresses certain things, such as operating on public, in parks, town parks. For now, the town board is, authorizing it in certain parks with a 10-mile-an-hour speed limit. Helmets for anybody 17 and under. There's a few provisions. One that, and again, we kind of put this together with, police department, parks and rec, supervisor's office. One of the issues is confiscating such devices from people who are under 16 who are operating them. State law does not permit anyone under 16 from operating e-bikes or e-scooters. So if somebody is operating one, this would authorize the police department to confiscate and hold them until, a parent or a guardian picks it up. So there are a few things that, again, the state law allows the towns to address, and those are a few of them. Which streets they can be operated on. Class 3 e-bikes are not permitted in, I believe, Rockland or Orangetown at all. So, this law is consistent with that, is with the state law, and it's really with respect to Class 1 and 2, which are defined in the state vehicle and traffic law. So, I just wanted to put that out there to kind of give it some background before folks got a chance to talk.
Okay. Do they have any questions for Rob before we start?
No?
Okay, so first we have Seth Wiley.
All right. Yeah, so Seth Wiley, I live in Pearl River. I'm on the board of the Rockland Bike Club, and a good number of our members live in Orangetown. The bike club's been around since about 2002. We have about 150 members, so maybe 30 people are from Orangetown. We do cycle through Orangetown very, very frequently. So we basically took the law, reviewed it at the board level, and then distributed it to the membership because a lot of the membership, especially older members, have e-bikes. So we wanted to get their feedback. They don't just use the e-bikes for recreation. They also use them to run errands and stuff like that. So there were a lot of concerns from the membership because basically they felt like the law didn't appropriately differentiate between throttle-controlled e-bikes and pedal assist e-bikes. And then we did a little bit of looking at the New York state law and at some other municipalities, and it looks like that distinction isn't made. We're not e-bike specialists, we're not legislators, but it seems like differentiating between throttle-controlled e-bikes. You can have a Class 2 e-bike, which is pedal assist, or you can have a Class 2 e-bike, which is throttle-controlled. Throttle control basically allows you to just accelerate to top speed and go for it. Pedal assist stops providing assistance when you're not pedaling. So it basically sort of automatically, if you will, prevents riders from riding in risky ways. So that's sort of the key key aspect of the comments we provided, and we just hope that would be addressed somehow. Thanks.
Okay, next, James Cleary.
I'd like to address my concerns. First of all, the whole e-bike situation is turned into turmoil in New Jersey, where we all know people drink different water and breathe different air. There have been
I'm sorry, could you just speak into the mic?
Sorry, there have been serious personal injury problems in New Jersey with e-bikes, and they might have gone too far, but they're now requiring insurance coverage for that. I won't get into that either way, but the situation is rather grave. A e-bike or an e-scooter does not have a zone of safety around it. Neither does a motorcycle. When you're in a personal vehicle or a truck, you have the metal around you. With these e-bikes, even though they're allowed to go up 30 miles an hour, you're going to get squashed. I'd specifically like to address the problems on the Joseph P. Clark Rail Trail. The last time I was on it, in 4 hours, I was carrying a pack, so I was rather slow. There were 24 e-bikes, so that's 6 an hour. Roughly half of them came in front of me, which was fine. I could see them and I could move over. Another half came behind me, no horn, no warning. The drivers were of all ages. Some of them were wearing headphones. Some of them were wearing earbuds. There were little kids on the trail with me, some of them with bikes with training wheels. There were also people walking their dogs, and dogs being dogs would go across and meander and across the trail, which was not that visible to the person on the e-bike. This phrase, shall yield the right of way to pedestrians, I guess that's what you would call today precative. I've never seen it. In 7 years of hiking all over Orangeburg on all sorts of trails, the pedestrian always has to yield to the e-bike. The e-bike operator is not going to stop. They're either wearing headphones, they're trying to get to A to B as quick as possible. It's a very unsafe situation. On the Clock Trail and on the Esposito Trail, which I've also been on, they're paved. So e-bike and e-scooter people go rather quickly. 10 miles an hour is pretty fast when your e-bike is 40 to 70 pounds. There are plenty of people walking their dogs. There are plenty of little kids out with training wheels. It's a dangerous situation. So it's a very good start. I'm glad you're bringing in the vehicle and traffic law, which I know somewhat, but the problem on the Clark Trail and the Esposito Trail should be addressed. Minimally, they shouldn't be allowed on those paved trails. In terms of some reforms, you could do what they do on the Bridge Trail, which is have a line down the middle. All your bikes and e-bikes have to stay on one side, pedestrians on the other. You should also have a rule saying everyone has to wear a helmet. That increases visibility. And no one on an e-bike or e-scooter can have ear devices except if they're using hearing aids, which I'm using now. But it's a great start, but I think there are going to be problems as it now exists on the Clark Trail and the Esposito Trail. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so that's the only people that signed up. Is there anybody who would like to speak on it that didn't sign up? Okay, I don't see any hands. So I'm just going to address that point that Mr. Cleary raised. I think you were probably here when we had our first discussion about banning, quote unquote, banning them on the trails, and a lot of people showed up, very much not in favor of banning them on there. We've had discussions. I think we're going to use this as a start and see how it goes. I actually go on the trail a lot, but I'm there early, and so I don't see that many e-bikes. I don't see that many, and I don't see them on the Esposito Trail because it's very difficult for them to be on it. But I mean, it's something we are definitely going to be watching and considering. I think at least one of us.
Yes, I agree with you.
I knew at least one of us definitely wants to ban them on
I think the
thing.
trail is for walking children, dogs with leashes, that the long leashes that'll go back to side to side. If the trail were wider, where there could be a lane for the bicycles.
Yeah.
But I agree with you, sir.
Yeah, I think one of the issues is, bicycle, the 10 miles an hour is, a regular pedal bicycle would go 10 miles an hour with not much effort. So that's kind of why the 10 miles an hour was put in there. Just a couple of comments. I know Mr. Cleary mentioned New Jersey. I did read their law, which I think is a little better than New York's for the reason that he mentioned. They now require registration and insurance, and New York does not. So, again, that's more at the state level than here. As supervisors indicating, this is kind of an effort to, address what the town can, at least insofar as the town is
Right.
concerned.
And I will say, even since we've started this discussion, and we've had the police department putting out signs, or the highway department putting out signs about, so many people didn't know that it was illegal. New York State had already made it illegal for people under 16 to be on them. Parents did not know that. So we've gotten the word out. A lot of it comes down to, and I've said this, on the sidewalks. Like, we were outside Luigi O'Grady's in town one day, so it's in front of the storefronts, and these kids came by in these e-bikes flying. Someone could have opened a door, coming out, it would have been bad. So, again, some of it's education, some of it's enforcement, and I think the plan is to kind of start and see how it goes, but I think if if the rail trail doesn't get better, maybe, we may be back here and having a discussion about whether we should ban them altogether.
Yeah, and I'll just make a comment. I do agree with you about the rail trail. I kind of like the idea of the pedal assisted only on the rail trail, or, I'm sorry, these, trailways.
Regular bikes, normal bikes.
I mean,
You
normal
mean
bikes
not-
can go just as or faster
Right.
than e-bikes anyway. I mean, that 30-mile-an-hour idea is, I mean, that's a really fast biker. I don't know, but you do hear them approaching. Possibly, I mean, this is a start to, a meet. We're trying to get something across the I don't say finish line, but get it across the starting line so we can actually start to refine certain areas. I mean, I would like to see all bikes slower on all of those trailways. I mean, if there are speed limits, it's hard for the police to police those trailways, but I mean, we have to come up with some type of solution, and it is something that this entire board has discussed, numerous times.
And I'm not really sure what the difference, if we're just putting a speed limit on it, what the difference is pedal assist or throttle driven. As long as they stay within the speed limit, I think it would be even harder to police which is which, unless you pull somebody over and try to figure out what type of bike they have. But a regular bicycle if you've been on that trail, and I've been on that trail, and those bicycles are flying, a regular bicycle. And you can't hear them either. It's like when you're driving in your car and those motorcycles go by you in between the two cars, you don't hear them until they go by and you're jumping. The same thing happens on that trail with a regular bicycle or an e-bike. So I'm hoping that the speed limit will help with all of that. But you got to get people to pay attention to the limits, right? And that's a difficult task in itself, because how do you enforce that? So that's our next step. But this is I think a very good start, step in the right direction.
Look, it's, like I said, it's a compromise, because we had a lot of people here that did not want to hear that we were banning them on the rail trail. They didn't want to hear it. So we'll start here, we'll watch it, we'll monitor it, and we can always change it at a later point if it seems appropriate. Anybody else?
No, it's a start.
Make a motion to close public comment?
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we're on to number 5. Can I get a motion to have the town board declare itself as lead agency under SECRA?
Well, no, it's just a type 2 action, just going lead agency and determination, that's a type 2, so no further action.
I know, but that's what I just didn't get. I just got through your lead agency, and I was gonna go on to the type 2. You're jumping the gun there.
Sorry.
Now. There,
I thought you were going to stop there.
No, I was gonna go say the type 2. Okay, we have that very clear now. Okay, can I get a motion?
I make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We had a whole discussion about type 2, and what was the other one? Unlisted? I always thought unlisted was the lowest of it, but apparently I was wrong. It's a type 2 is the lowest of it, so I guess he thought I was gonna screw up. I know. Okay, so number 6, can I get a motion to adopt the local law amending Chapter 11C, electronic bicycles and electronic scooters?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Okay, so now we should go back to the public comment. Okay, can I get a motion to open
I make a motion to open the regular public comment?
Wait a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we have Adam Farkas. Who waited all day in the lobby for me to get on the elevator, and then he acted surprised. Oh, are you the town supervisor?
I was not looking for you. Okay. Supervisor Kenny, members of the board, town staff, thank you for having me tonight. My name is Adam Farkas. I'm the developer of the battery project on Route 303 in Orangeburg. I'm here tonight to ask for an amendment to the proposed local law imposing a moratorium on battery projects and allowing the battery projects which have had applications in prior to July 1st to continue with the approval process. This would be an amendment to Section 3C in the second sentence of the proposed law. I have a revision to that proposed law that we can submit to the town for your review after this meeting. I'm here asking for this amendment because we've been in permitting with with the town since November of 2025. We've been working on this project for over a year. November 2025 was when we submitted our building permit application. We then proceeded in January with our planning application. We had our first PRC meeting in February. We elected to resubmit that planning application in May based on comments that we received from the first PRC meeting. That second planning application went in May 1st of 2026. We had that second PRC meeting in June, and then our first planning board meeting and public hearing on June 24th. We have also agreed with the planning board to release AKRF as a third-party consultant to review the project. We've written that check over a month ago and believe that that process is moving in the background as well. After reviewing the proposed law, we definitely understand the public health and safety concerns that the town brings up. We are committed to working with the town and the first emergency response personnel on this project to make sure that they have all the information, they have the training, and everything needed that in the event that there is an incident on a project like this, they are prepared. In addition to that, there are benefits that come from a project like this to the town that was outlined in the proposed law. Some of those are basically the improvements to the grid, helping to eliminate brownouts in the town, reducing emissions. We will also generate tax revenue to the town. We fully expect to enter into a community host agreement with the town. And we also are working to move the town closer to achieving the sustainability goals in the comprehensive plan. So basically, like I said at the beginning, we've been working on this project for a very long time. We're simply asking the board to consider allowing the application process to continue while the moratorium is in review. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anybody else who wants to speak in the regular public comment section? Okay. I guess we can close.
I make a motion to close public comment?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
So I just want to briefly address Adam's comments. So that's the first I heard about it when I met him on the elevator the other day. Couple things. It's not that we are against them per se. It's what happened sort of with the data centers is that our zoning code never really addressed it because they weren't around back when we did our zoning code. So they're being squeezed into certain zones, or the decisions being made, it meets it, even though it doesn't really look at the specifics of that use. So the plan was to say, look, we need to back up. We know there's some fire issues and whatever. We want to make sure that they're not, so many feet from homes, and that they're, whatever. AKRF, ironically, is supposed to help us come up with the zone for where they should be sited. The battery, yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, and this is not unique to us. I think Stony Point is passing a moratorium. I know several communities, and they said some of them are viewing them as public utilities, some of them are not. It's, again, because they weren't around when our zoning codes were written. So, it's certainly something we can look at, but there is a provision in there for a hardship. So if anyone who comes to the town, if we were to do it and say, look, we've been, exactly what you just said, we've been there, whatever, the town can grant waivers to it. It's something we're gonna have to look at. Like I said, I wasn't really aware of it. I did ask, did I copy on Glenn with the email from Glenn about okay. So I did reach out to the building department today to just get a little backup on it because I didn't know. So it is something we will consider. That's what I can say. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna move on to our number 7. Can I get a motion to approve the Orangetown 2027 budget calendar?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 8, can I get a motion to set the police commission meeting of September 8th at 6:30 for the police department budget presentation? Motion.
Make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 9, can I get a motion to set the date of September 8th at 7:05 for the special district's 2027 budget presentations to the town board?
I make a motion.
Second.
Oh, sorry.
All in favor?
Aye.
Joe can pick whoever he wants. Number 10, can I get a motion to set the date of September 9th at 2 PM for the town departments to present their budget presentations to the town board?
Motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 11, getting a motion to approve and endorse the grant application for the Hudson River Valley Greenway Conservancy Trail Grant Program for the Lake Tapan Nature Trail.
I make a motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
And again, thanks to Eric and Eamon and Allison for working on that. I know any grants, no matter how big or small they are a lot of work. Number 12, can I get a motion to accept the petition and request for zone boundary line change with regard to the art storage in the LIO zone? Motion?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, and now can we get a motion to set the public hearing with regard, for September 8th at 7:05 with regard to the proposed zone text amendment for 33 Kings Highway?
I'll make a motion.
Did you just move, was that you?
I'll make a motion.
Okay,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
I'm worried about, I was gonna ask you if you need help over there. Okay, number 14, approve the retaining Greenman Peterson, Inc. to design and construct inspection services at the intersection of Hunt Road and Orangeburg Road. Sounds very,
I make a motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
That sounds funny, okay. That would be nice to have that light done. Number 15, can I get a motion to award a contract for tree service to Save a Tree?
I'll make a motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Number 16, award to National Lawn Sprinkler Inn, the only qualified bidder for the 2026 golf course irrigation repairs. Motion?
I make a motion.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I motion to appoint James Dugan to the position of police officer?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I get a motion to nominate or appoint Allison Tarsnane to the position of temporary police officer?
I'll make a
motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I get a motion to approve permission for 3 police officers to attend the New York State Public Safety Unmanned Aircraft Systems Summit Training? That's very important.
I make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Number 20, a motion to adopt the current base percentages and adjusted base proportions for the 2026 tax assessment roll as recommended by the assessor. Motion?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have the audit.
No pen tonight.
Okay, the audit for tonight's meeting consists of 3 warrants for $1.6 million. Items of interest, number 3, Capasso, $120,000 for recycling. Number 4, CSEA Employee Benefit Fund, $35,000 for dental benefits. Number 7, Global Mantello, $52,000 for fuel. Number 8, Green Plan Incorporated, $23,000 for the Community Preservation Plan. Number 15, Seal Coat USA, $205,000 for highway crack seal. Number 17, Sport Tech Construction, $107,000 for Cherry Brook Tennis Court renovation. Number 19, Tilcon, $45,000 for highway materials. And number 20, Virtuit Systems, $97,000 for IT equipment. Any questions on the audit?
I make a motion to accept the audit as read.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we do have to go into executive session. We have personnel-related matters and litigation. We have some adjournments. We have Ryan T. McDonald, a resident of Orangeburg, Richard Albert Oliver, Father Rick Oliver, Acting Director of the Building Department, and John P. O'Malley, a resident of Pearl River. So,
I make a motion, we adjourn the regular town board meeting, go into executive session and come back. We are not casting any more votes to adjourn.
all in favor?
Aye.
Oh.